Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video in my YouTube channel, and here I'm going to start with the Salesforce Einstein Analytics 2019 update. My name is Sumit, and I am Einstein Analytics expert. You might know that Salesforce Einstein Analytics, previously known as Salesforce Wave, that was introduced in 2014, and in last 5 years a lot of changes has been taken place. So in this video I'm going to tell you about the major changes which has been done in the recent year in the 2019. So let's begin and let's talk about the major changes which has been done by Einstein Analytics. So So the very first change or the very first change which I personally like very much is that is the look and feel. The UI has changed a lot. Previously, all these options like learning centers, data manager, model manager, and community were listed over here. Data manager is still available by clicking on this gear icon. We have data manager, we have help center and other options, but the learning center and community options were listed at this particular place. Now all these points, all these options have been moved on the left side and they are easily accessible. And you can see the look and feel has been changed a lot. We have home and notifications icons at this particular point. We can list all the items or the favorites which we marked. The items which we marked as favorites will get listed here, and the items which shared with me or which shared with individual users, they can access all these items by clicking on the shared with me icon and created by me. So any items, any dashboard or lenses or data set or story which I'm going to create, that would be listed when I click on this. So it will list all the apps or dashboards or all the following items which I have been created, that would be listed by clicking on. So basically these all options are used to filter your items. So that's the first look and feel. That's the first change in the 2019 updates. The second update which I personally like very much is which we were waiting since long actually, and that was it's related to the sorting of the graph. So let me open one data set. Actually I'm using a sales data set at this point, and let me summarize it by sales and group by product subcategory. And you can see by default they are sorted in ascending orders. It's an alphabetically sorted. In the existing version of Einstein Analytics, we do not have such functions available that we can change the sorting. We can change the sorting in by clicking or by clicking somewhere or by clicking on any of the options. The sorting was available based on the measures. By clicking on sum of sales, you can see the sorting is done. We can sort by ascending or sort descending. So this sorting was available that time. But when we talk about the sorting based on dimensions, this was not available earlier. And if you want to do that in the earlier version of Einstein Analytics, that we can done by customizing. And as you can see, order by this. So instead of order by sum of sales, we can say order by product subcategory and DESC or ASC. But now this has been made very simple. And if I would like to apply sorting based on product subcategory in ascending or descending order, so we have an option. We click over here and we can see sort descending or sort ascending. So anytime I can sort it by descending order or sort by ascending order. And if you want to remove sorting, we can clear sort. So you can see we get back to the original or the initial step. Now the third change which I personally like it very much, and the third change is basically that change will we will be finding those change in, or that change will be very useful in compare table. Now let me switch to compare table, and as you can see in this compare table right now, it is showing sum of profit, sum of sales is there, and there is one more column for sum of profit. Now I would like to add another column, and or if I would like to add some column or some formula I would like to apply, And in order to do that, we need to click on plus sign, and then as you can see, either we need to use add a format a column or add a filter or clone this column. And once we clone this column, then only we can add a formula. Then we edit this column, and then we can apply a formula on this column, on this particular column. But now if we would like to add a formula directly over here, so basically the things are becoming simple and more interactive. So if I would like to apply a formula, so we directly click on plus sign, and we can add a, there is an option which is called as add formula. We click on add formula, and we can add a formula directly on a new column. So I can say I would like to see the change running total and sum of sales. Reset group is none, and I would like to add a formula. So currency rounded, apply and close. And at the same time, I can say cumulative total, cumulative total, and so that's the way we can quickly create formula without cloning the column and editing the column. So this is one more change or one more update in Einstein Analytics. Now, the one of the major change which we would be waiting since very long, and that's related to the filters. Now, what what exactly is that? For example, as you can see, whenever I click on filters, and if we add a filter here, so when we add a filter, that would be considered as a global filter. So let's suppose I'm going to add a filter on region, and let's suppose I apply a filter for okay, instead of region, let's apply a filter on product subcategory, or we can add a filter on all the columns except the tables, something like this. So we get all, so filter is applicable, and you can see this is a global filter. So this filter will be applicable on all the measures which are added here: sum of sales, total sum of profit, and cumulative total. But we would be waiting for the filters for individual columns, individual measures, and that feature is updated. That feature is available in 2019 update. And what's that? So for example, I would like to filter only a specific column. So I can add a filter on a specific column by clicking on this option. So I click on add a filter, and I can add a filter based on, let's suppose I would like to add a filter based on shipping mode, where shipping mode is delivery, truck, and express air. And when I click on add, you can see only this particular column get filtered, and the sum of profit and cumulative total, they are untouched. So this filter is applicable only on sum of sales. So because this filter is listed just beneath that particular measure. So this is an individual filter, and this would be considered as a global filter. Now, one more change which has been occurred, which has been released by Einstein Analytics in 2019, and that's related to the combo chart. So, for example, we have got sum of sales, and I would like to show sum of sales, and let's say count of rows. And I'm going to combine this chart and create a combo chart for this. So you can see by default, the combo chart we got is the sum of sales is coming in bar and count of rows is coming in line chart. Let's do some changes into this first of all. And for combo chart, we have small multiples, I say single axis. So it's coming somewhere here. And just in case, because the points are very less, so that's why it's coming like this. Let me do one thing. Instead of sum of sales, let me, or count of rows, let me group by sum of profit. Let's say sum of profit instead of that. Sum of profit. And now let me convert it into a combo chart. So I just converted into a combo chart and apply some formatting on that. I'll go with single axis. So we have got formatting at sum of sales and sum of profit. Now at present you can see the sum of profit is coming in line, and if we would like to show the sum of sales in dots, earlier this was not available actually, but now we have we have an option, and we can go to x-axis and uh, we can go to x-axis, and we have an options, the combo chart, and we can show them in we have certain options which we can make changes. We can show values in chart lines if it is required. We have an option for stacked bar. So the requirement is we would like to show as a dot there. So where is that? Let me check it out. So as I mentioned that we would like to display this series as dot. So I just scroll down and we have an option here called series. So you will find out this series within axis modes. And by what is this? It select whether each measure appear as a bar or line. So I just customize this series, and the sum of sales, we would like to show sum of sales as dot. So you can see it's coming in dot, and sum of profit we would like to show in the bar, so we can show it in bar. So it depends on our requirement. So now I just flip it out, and sum of sales and sum of profit, they got changed. And now if you want to show sum of sales in line, that can be done. So that's the way we can change, we can customize the series as per our requirement, which was not available in earlier versions of Einstein Analytics. One more major change which has been released in Einstein Analytics, that whenever we customize the socle, those who are comfortable with socles or those who know about socle, they might be facing some issues that whenever any error occur in socle, it's very difficult to find out where exactly the error is. So when I click on, let's suppose I'm looking for a socle, I just switch to query mode, and let me increase the size a little bit. And here, let's suppose I'm just adding a new column. I'll just want to group by region as region. And when I run query, it will throw an error message. But now I'm not able to figure it out where exactly the error is, which line is giving this error, because there is line number or column number is not mentioned. So if we would be expecting an error in a specific line, or we may or may not get an error in that particular line, so I just write a keyword called ASDF, and when I write this and when I run query, it will specifically tells me that the error is in line number 3 and column number 49. So this ASDF is basically used for to define the errors or to mark the error with the line number along with the column name. So these are the changes which has been done. Now one more change which I'm going to talk about, and I'm pretty much sure that that change you will also like it very much personally. So let me show you about that. And that change is also, or that update is also related to the filter logic. So let me open a sales data set again, and let me navigate to, I'll just apply a, let's suppose we group by region, or let's say product subcategory, and I'm going to add a filter. Now whenever we are adding a filter, so let's suppose I'm adding a filter on product uh, category, or let's say I'm adding a filter on product subcategory or order priority, let's say high and medium, and let's say high. I add this order, I just add this filter. This is one filter I added. One more filter I'm going to add, and this filter is based on shipping mode express air, and add this. So basically these two filters I have added, and at present these two filters works as an and condition. So if we navigate to the JSON for this, so we can see the filters are added like this filter, and this filter is added separately. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the logic for this filter, and instead of and, I would like to go for or. So I would like to change the logic, and in order to do that, we click on this icon which we are getting at this particular point. I click on this down arrow and I say add filter logic, and by default you can see the logic is and logic, and instead of and, I'm going to replace this with or. Now when I replace this with or, so it will look for any of the conditions is satisfied, it will display the output to us. We can see the result got changed. When I click on apply, result got changed. Now both the order priority and the shipping mode express air is applicable. And when we navigate to JSON, we can see a new option is added in JSON. A new string is added as Boolean filter logic 1 or true. And you might be wondering to know this, that we can bind this Boolean filter logic based on the selections or with the help of result binding. So we are going to talk about in my upcoming videos that how can we perform binding on that. So these are the major changes which we found in Einstein Analytics from the existing versions. So that's all in this video. If you have any questions, you can post your questions in the comment box below. If we are providing the training service as well as the consulting service and job support in Einstein Analytics and in Salesforce. So if any one of you are looking for same, you can contact me on sumitgoel4@gmail.com, or my numbers are also available. You can directly contact me on my numbers. So that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.